we've asked you to come in today. We've received numerous questions regarding the shooting that occurred in Eden's apartment complex on Friday evening. We'd like to give you an update. Today, on February 6th, 2012, investigators charged Tavon Rowley Thomas with the following 5 counts of robbery in the first degree, 2 counts of attempted murder, 1 count of burglary in the first degree, 2 counts of assault in the second degree, and 1 count of assault in the first degree. Tavon was shot during the robbery and is currently in stable condition at DCH. We will also be pursuing charges on another individual who was in possession of a firearm with an altered serial number, which is a felony in the state of Alabama with potentially additional federal charges. Now, I'm disappointed to report an issue that has been of great concern to law enforcement for some time. I received and confirmed with the Tuscaloosa County Community Corrections Program that Donald Deshaun Wynn was a participant in the supervised prison diversion program. Wynn failed drug tests on January 17th of this year, January 23rd of this year, January 30th of this year, and February 1st of this year. On 2 of these occasions, he attempted to introduce a false urine sample. I have spoken with my law enforcement counterparts, and we are again concerned regarding the credibility and the supervision of the programs administered through the Tuscaloosa County Community Corrections Program. At this time, we have found no attempt to revoke Donald Deshaun Wynn from the prison deferral program and return him to the prison to serve the remainder of his sentence. Had this been done on the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, or even the 4th false positive test, he would not have been on the street to be allegedly involved in a crime where 5 victims were shot in a robbery. Now I'd like to give you the current conditions as we know it of the victims. The 17-year-old male shot in the chest is still in critical condition at DCH. 18-year-old male shot in the side was released. The 18-year-old female shot in the abdomen is still in critical condition. An 18-year-old shot in the arm has been released, and a 20-year-old male shot in the leg has been released. Now, we'll be more than glad to answer questions, but it'll have to be limited to the scope of the investigation.
I've heard from several of the suspects, or victims' families and victims, people at the party, they've had some, they're worried about retaliation or any type of that. Can you mention anything about that?
I was contacted on Facebook and had contacted them back. We need them to contact us. We need to be able to report these issues. We need to be able to investigate it. The homicide unit is following up. I can assure you that if anybody talks about retaliation or is involved in retaliation, that we will use every resource available within the sheriff's office. I feel certain that Tommy Smith will do the same from the DA's office, but we will not tolerate, we will not condone or show any leeway whatsoever if there's any kinds of reprisal in this case, all the way through trial.
Sheriff, can you tell us if the person you mentioned with the altered handgun or shotgun or whatever, can you say whether or not that person was a potential suspect or potential co-suspect?
All I can say at this time is that we will be charging another person with possession of a firearm at the scene with an altered serial number, which is a felony in the state of Alabama and has potential federal charges. I can tell you that we are pursuing those charges now. And once those charges have been, once the warrants have been served, then we'll be able to release that information.
If you say if there was that gun that was shot at the scene, that shot back at the suspect, if it's that person or not?
All I can say at this time is there is a party that we will be pursuing the charge of altered serial number. Once we have served that warrant, and then we will make a comment on that particular case.
Sheriff, I wasn't here Saturday, so I apologize if this is a repetitive question, but can you tell us whether or not the suspects were aware that the birthday party was going on at that particular location before they went?
Well, the investigation's ongoing, and as you well know, we can't give away a whole lot of information right now because we're still interviewing a number of witnesses. We're still dealing with persons that may be arrested or considered potential suspects. So we certainly wouldn't want to give information away, or wouldn't be prudent to give away information to the media at this time that could be used prior to our questioning of individuals. I think the question was asked of us how many witnesses. I think we're up over 20 witnesses and the suspects. And then we still have 2 of our victims in critical condition. So this investigation is ongoing, but it's going to take us some time. This is not, this isn't your normal TV show where you have everything wrapped up in an hour.
Do you know how many people were actually at the party inside the apartment?
I'm sorry?
Do you know how many people were actually at the party inside the apartment?
Well, they're going to be part of our witnesses, but we're not releasing numbers. We would like to say if there are people that were at this party that we have not spoken to, we wish they would come forward because that'll be a critical part as we conclude the investigation and move the case over to the district attorney's office and into the court process.
You know what charge, when had the charge involved with you?
That was in our press release of the other day. And I'll get Andy to get with you, and it should be listed in what Andy will give you here in just a minute. We have the press release from the other day and an updated version, so his charges are listed there. Yes, ma'am.
That's what I was going to ask also. Is that program in the court system?
The community corrections program? No, it's actually administered by the Tuscaloosa County Commission.
And that includes when the charges were, or when there were drug charges, obviously, not violent.
Yes, Wynn was in on drug charges but failed 4 drug tests starting January 17th up until February 1st. And our question is, and the law enforcement, when we just met with the new, with the interim director. Now all the law enforcement chiefs come together in this very room once a month, and we had the opportunity to visit with the new community corrections director. And we certainly want to give him the opportunity, but we think the program is, has numerous flaws that need to be addressed, or we need to come up with a different method to ensure this doesn't happen again. An individual coming out, failing 4 drug tests and being involved in an incident where 5 persons are shot, in my opinion, and I think in my colleagues' opinion, this never should have happened.
Who is the interim director right now for that program you said?
There is an interim director in there.
Who is that?
Ronnie Manise. That program was administered by Dan Borso, who I think went on, well, he was arrested September 30th on numerous charges, and then there was an interim director placed in there.